Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make these cute little bunny peeps for Easter. They would be so much fun to hide around the house for the kids to find, included in an Easter basket, or used as part of your Easter decor. It's a fast, fun, and easy project, so grab your supplies and let's get started. Here's a look at the supplies that I use to make my peeps, but you can certainly choose a yarn and crochet hook that you like best. I start this project using the magic ring. If you're unfamiliar with how to do that, I will have a link in my description box below that will take you to a video tutorial on how to do the double ring. You'll chain one and put 6 single crochets into the ring. After you've completed the last stitch, go ahead and close up the ring. This completes round 1. This pattern is worked in continuous rounds, so we don't do a join at the end. We simply start the next round in the next available stitch. For round 2, we'll start with a single crochet. In the next stitch, you'll do an increase, which is just putting 2 single crochets in the same stitch. You'll repeat the pattern of a single crochet increase 3 times for this round. At the end of the round, you should have a total of 9 stitches. It's really important to use a stitch marker to indicate the first stitch of each round, otherwise you won't know where to end and begin each round. As you increase the rounds, you're going to move that stitch marker up to the first stitch of the new round. For round 3, you're going to put 1 single crochet in each stitch. At the end of the round, you should have a total of 9 stitches. You may have noticed that for the first part of the stitch, I do a yarn under. This makes a cross stitch rather than a regular single crochet. The cross stitch is a smaller, tighter stitch. I insert the hook into the stitch and yarn under, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through 2 loops. So the only difference is that yarn under in the beginning of the stitch. This is a very common stitch used when you're doing amigurumi projects. Not only does it make the project smaller, but it gives you a nice tight fabric so any stuffing won't show. I make some adjustments to the yarn, pushing that center out. This is going to be the tip of our rabbit ear. We start round 4 with a single crochet in the first 2 stitches. Followed by an increase, which is 2 single crochets in the same stitch. You're going to repeat that sequence of 2 single crochets, then increase for a total of 3 times, and at the end of the round you should have a total of 12 stitches. For rounds 5 through 7, you're going to put 1 single crochet in each stitch. You'll have a total of 12 stitches for each round. Go ahead and pause the video, complete rounds 5 through 7, and I'll meet you back here for round 8. We start round 8 with a single crochet in the first stitch, followed by a decrease in the next stitch, which is inserting your hook into the front loops only of the next 2 stitches. You can certainly use a regular decrease stitch if that's what you prefer, but the invisible decrease gives a much better look. You're going to repeat that sequence for a total of 4 times, and at the end of the round you should have a total of 8 stitches. If your stitches are as tight as mine, you will notice that it's somewhat difficult to get your hook into that front loop only, so it can be helpful to use your fingernail to pull that stitch onto your hook. For rounds 9 through 11, you're going to put 1 single crochet in each stitch. You should have a total of 8 stitches for each round. Go ahead and pause the video and I'll meet you at the end of round 11. You've just completed your first bunny ear, so we're going to go ahead and fasten off by pulling our yarn through that last loop. Cut the yarn, leaving about a 6 to 8 inch tail. We're going to use that a little later. You'll make a second ear following the same steps that we just did. Pause the video and I'll meet you back here after you've completed your second bunny ear. After completing the second ear, do not cut the yarn or fasten off. You should have 2 identical bunny ears. We'll start working on the head. We're going to connect the bunny ears by doing a single crochet. Insert your hook into any stitch of the first bunny ear and complete a single crochet. This will be the first stitch of our round. It may feel a little awkward holding 2 separate pieces if you've never done it before, but after this round, it does get easier. Single crochet in the next stitch. Don't forget to use your stitch marker to indicate the first stitch of the round. We'll use the next 2 stitches for a decrease, using the front loops only. You'll repeat the sequence of 2 single crochets, then a decrease for a total of 4 times. At the end of the round, you'll have a total of 12 stitches. This is a round where your stitch count could potentially go wrong, so it's important to count the stitches at the end of this round to make sure that you have a total of 12. This is the point where I think some people could add an extra stitch. Be careful not to add an extra stitch in that first stitch that connected the bunny ears. Round 2 is an increase round. We put 2 single crochets in each stitch all the way around. At the end of the round, you should have a total of 24 stitches. Now that we've completed round 2, we're going to take care of that hole between the bunny ears. Thread the tail from the first bunny ear onto a yarn needle. Do the best you can to conceal the stitches so that it's not obvious where you stitched the ears together. Pulling the needle to the inside of the ears, I make a knot by going under 1 or 2 strands of yarn and making a knot. You could also do a double knot. Cut that tail or stuff it in one of the bunny ears. For rounds 3 through 8, you're going to put one single crochet in each stitch. You should have a total of 24 stitches in each round. Pause the video and I'll meet you back here at the end of round 8. Stuff each of the bunny ears, making sure you get the stuffing down to the end of each ear. I'm using a small wooden dowel to push that fiber fill down. We're ready to put in our safety eyes. I inserted mine between rows 3 and 4 with 3 stitches in between each eye. I go down with my needle between rows 3 and 4 and mark the center of the bunny's face. I insert the first safety eye 1 stitch over from the center. Insert the second safety eye 1 stitch over from the center on the other side. I add the bunny nose 2 rows down from the eyes in that center point. You could also use beads instead of safety eyes, or stitch the eyes and nose on if you like. I bought a large variety pack of safety eyes from Amazon, and it was a much better deal than buying the smaller packets in the store. I started to add some fiber fill to the body. Just make sure that you don't get it too close to the top because it will interfere with your crochet hook. You'll see me struggle with mine a little bit later. Round 9 is a decrease round. We'll do a total of 12 decreases for this round. For round 10, we do 1 single crochet in each stitch, giving you a total of 12 stitches at the end of the round. We start round 11 with a single crochet, followed by an increase, which is 2 single crochets in the same stitch. We follow the sequence of single crochet, followed by increase, a total of 6 times. At the end of the round, you should have 18 stitches. We start round 12 with a single crochet in the first 2 stitches, followed by an increase. We repeat that sequence a total of 6 times, and at the end of this round, you should have 24 stitches. This is where I started going out of frame. I apologize, but for the next couple of rounds, I barely make it in the frame. Once you get into a crochet groove, it's really easy to go out of frame and just get into your own little stitching world. Start round 13 with a single crochet in the first 3 stitches, followed by an increase. We repeat that sequence of 3 single crochets followed by an increase a total of 6 times. At the end of the round, you should have a total of 30 stitches. For rounds 14 through 19, you'll put 1 single crochet in each stitch of the rounds. Each round should have a total of 30 stitches. Pause the video and I'll meet you back here for round 20. Round 20 sequence will be a single crochet followed by a decrease. We repeat that sequence 10 times, and at the end of the round, you should have 20 stitches. Round 21 is our final round, and it's also a decrease round. You'll do a total of 10 decreases, and at the end of the round, you should have 10 stitches. We're ready to close the hole at the bottom of our bunny. Cut the yarn, leaving yourself about a 12-inch tail. I thread the tail onto a yarn needle, and I go into the front loop only of each stitch of that last round. After the last stitch, you can pull that yarn tight and close the hole. I go under a few strands of yarn and make a knot. I like to do a double knot just to make sure it's extra secure. Hide the tail by inserting the needle through the bottom of the bunny and coming out the side. You can trim the yarn and make any adjustments to make sure that the yarn is hidden. Make any adjustments to the bunny by rolling it between your hands or using your fingers to manipulate the stuffing if you need to. I also like to push down on the bottom just to make him a little flatter so that he can stand on his own. Here's a look at the finished peeps. I think they look just adorable, but they would look even cuter with a little ribbon around each of their necks. In real life, peeps don't actually come with ribbons, but in real life, peeps are not made of yarn either. So my peeps are going to have ribbons. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. This will let YouTube know that you enjoy my content. And more importantly, it lets me know that you're enjoying the content and will get it out to more people. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.